America, what's going on? Can all hear bulls on Wall Street? Man, we just cannot even get a calm weekend without market moving, news coming all over the place. As you guys are probably seeing right now, the market has been limit down the futures market last night within minutes of the Federal Reserve slashing interest rates to basically zero. That is just unprecedented. We had 0% interest rates in the Great Recession. I'm not sure if it really did anything. I'm not an economist, but I do have an understanding what happens with the markets in this. The market did not like this move. They just had a surprise interest rate cut last week anyways. And to do it on a Sunday night looks like probably a panic move. They've also announced quantitative easing, boosting asset purchases by $700 billion to fight the coronavirus epidemic. And I don't know how printing money helps fight the coronavirus epidemic, but that's their move. That's what they've got. And the market is frankly not liking it. Dow's set to open down over 1,000 points. Frankly, I think it's even more than that if we're looking in real time. Let me bring up some charts here of the QQQs. You can see here, like we're going to be opening down nearly 10%, 20 points on 200, nearly 10% under these last lows, which is frankly, that was like the line in the sand that I have been looking at, and we're going to be right below there. So this is going to be very, very tricky for you guys. First of all, let me just say that they've already used this bazooka a couple times, right? You've already slashed interest rates and done the, open market operations. They had some repo news last week where they're, with $1 trillion, it didn't work. This doesn't help regular people. The government, fiscal, this kind of monetary stimulus is just money printing. If they wanted to help people, they'd say, hey, we're going to open lines of credit from the federal government for small business owners who can't be in business right now because they're shut down, restaurants, bars, students who own loans to cars and homes, and they can't go to school. Those are the things that probably would have helped. How does the everyday American get something to help them get through this because they can't go to work? Just because if you can't go to work and you can't go to school, guess what? You're still gonna have to pay your mortgage. You're still gonna have to pay your car. That would have been, I think, the nice thing to announce on Sunday. That would have really helped out the markets, but also the average American. This is just, they did something and they pissed it away. This money that they're printing that they're going to put in the market is going to be pissed away right now in minutes, right? As soon as the market opens, market's going to open down thousands of points. So what do we do today? First of all, this is a scary time. If you are brand new to trading, a lot of times when we see the market get volatile, we think that is the time that traders are getting rich. No, traders are making their real money when the market's trending up like this, and it's easy because you can trade big size. You can trade trends. You're going to have like what we call super stocks that can go up, like 50%, 100%, 200% in a year, like companies like Tesla and stuff, right? Remember when Tesla, right, goes up from, 100 to almost 1,000. That's what happens in bull markets. That's where really the probabilities are and the risk lessens. When the market gets volatile like it is now, we think like, wow, like this range, this volatility, oh my gosh, I can make so much money every day. No, it's harder to trade. It's harder to trade because there's so much volatility. Yes, we've been doing great in the chat room and we've been learning and, and making good trades, but you can only trade so small. Like I trade this TVIX and stuff, in the chat room with everybody, but the range on it is so big. It's not like you can really trade like thousands of shares of this. You can trade like 100 shares of this or 50 shares of it and you let the range play out. But it's not like where you just gonna be balls deep and then you're able to just like, right, just make so much money and stuff like that. No, the market's hard, it's volatile, and so it requires you to trade small. So if you're a new trader, just watch. or trade really small 10 shares of stuff or 5 shares, just, to get used to the action. This type of volatility is great learning experience. It helps sharpen your sword and keep you sharp in terms of, your strategies, because you got to be so on point with your risk management. But it's not really the time, I think personally, to just push your chips in and be like, wow, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. No, we always think when the market tanks that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I thought that so many times, and every time it's so tough to trade. So just kind of be mindful of that. Now, in terms of the regular market, of what we need to watch, this is your line in the sand that you've got to watch today. Okay, if we hold under this level, then we've got additional downside probably, but there's a shot that we remount back over, and maybe we double bottom around here. That could definitely happen. Just because the market is opening down so much does not mean it's going to keep crashing down, because you're already down 10%. So what we have to do is really monitor our level. So this is the level that I'm really watching, on the QQQs. If we start to remount and I start to see in a smaller term time frame that we're starting to build, then things are going to work out just fine, and maybe we'll catch some longs. And then once we catch like a nice push, I may have to look to potentially reshort the market. In this type of market, we have to be nimble, so at some point you're going to catch a long and then you're going to reshort everything. We have to go back and forth and be very nimble. On Friday, we were trading this TVIX on Friday, and like no joke, like that, at one point we were long, and then we were short, and in between we had to flip around a couple times. It just requires a lot of being nimble, and that's what I mean by sometimes it's better to just watch and learn and practice, because it's taken all my experience, all my knowledge, all my skills to be able to navigate this properly, and it's not even been easy, and I've been doing this a long time. But we have a great chat room and a great group of guys. You guys are more than welcome to, of course, join us in our Discord. You can see even in the morning, like these guys are up and trading pre-market, like they're up and about. Great group of guys. You guys are more than welcome to come in and hang out with us. And I think, we do free chat days all the time. So guys, hopefully that helps. Watch these levels in the market. I think this, these lows are where we've got to really be mindful of, like use an hourly chart, watch these lows in the S&P and the QQQ, and use that as a guide on how to make your, trades. Unless we get back over these levels or we get so stretched from it, I don't think we have an easy long, but it's frankly too late to short. When the market opens down thousands of points, 10%, like where's your edge in the short? The market may continue tanking, but no, you've got too much risk. The other thing too, and I just want you guys to remember this, there's a halt risk. So if you don't overload on shorts right now, the market, they may shut the market down for a couple weeks. Then what are you going to do? You're going to be short something at lows, and then they shut the market down for 2 weeks. You know what's going to happen when the market reopens? It's going to open up like 20, 30, 20%. And then you'd be really in some pain. And so those are the different things that I'm navigating right now is, it's too early to get in long, but it's too late to short. And then we have this particular halt risk that I think is actually in the equation. I would not be surprised to see the government shut this thing down for a couple of weeks. This is a lot of wealth getting wiped out of the markets right now. They may have to do it. I don't like it because I believe in free markets, but I also want Americans to just be safe and prosperous, and we can't always get what we want, right? So let me know if you have any questions. Leave comments. You can always email me, Kunal at bullson.ws, and I look forward to hearing from you. Just stay safe. There's scary times for some people, right? A lot of people. So stay safe. Family first always, and protect your money.